Have you ever made a wish on a shooting star or by blowing out your birthday candles? Or have you ever wanted a magic lamp with a genie to grant your wish? Guess what? You're the genie. You can grant your own wishes. There's actually a pretty good quote from Disney's Aladdin about that. The genie says, "To be my own master, such a thing would be greater than all the magic and all the treasures in the world." You can do that. You can grant your own wishes. You can be your own master. There are a lot of people who constantly wish things. I wish I were like that. I wish I had that. I wish this happened. You know what they're really saying? They're saying, I want things to be a certain way, but I don't want to do anything to make that a reality. I would really prefer if a magical force could make this desire real, because there's no way in hell I'm going to do anything about that. Breaking news, nobody cares about you except for you. If you're honestly waiting for someone else to make you a priority over them, you're going to be waiting the rest of your life. You are your number one priority. You're going to have to grant that yourself. Once you hit a certain age, you understand that magic isn't real. So why do so many adults keep wishing and wishing and wishing? Laziness, limiting beliefs. First off, most people just don't want to do things. They want what they desire with the least amount of effort possible, which, to be fair, is understandable. If you could get what you want without doing anything for it, that would be cool, but it's also not realistic. That's why lazy people don't really get what they want. They kind of just, they're not going to do anything. They just expect what they want to come to them, but that's not real life. So they're the kind of people who don't end up getting what they want. Secondly, in regards to limiting beliefs, many people think that they are incapable of their desires, of achieving them, or they're undeserving of them. They think their desires are out of reach if they don't have a specific skill set or something like that. But you can get that skill. You do have to work for it, though. As the great Virgil from Devil May Cry once said, if you want it, then you'll have to take it. Well, you already knew that. And if you think you're undeserving, honestly, of a certain goal, who said that? Your dumb brain? Fuck that guy. Some other lazy fuck said, you don't deserve this. Fuck him too. Unless you're like a murderer or a predator or something, you're totally valid in wanting any goal you want to achieve. Honestly, no one should be holding you back with their words. So if there's a desire, but there's no action, then it's just a wish. And if it's just a wish, nothing's going to happen with it. Unless you are your own genie. I'll give you an example of how that works. I think most people know I used to be very fat. I had to lose 100 pounds. So what I did was I said, man, I wish I could lose a bunch of weight. I wish I weren't fat. If I left it there, I would have stayed fat. But I didn't leave it there. I became my own genie, put in the work, got into healthy exercise, got into counting calories, got into fitness. And I went through a long journey that made it so I will pretty much never get fat again because of all the, mental discipline and whatnot that I got. So I became my own genie and granted my wish in that sense. If I left it as a wish without becoming my own genie, it would just stay a wish. Another example is after college, most college graduates are poor. So one of my wishes was, man, I wish I had a higher paying job. If you just wish that, your job's not going to say, oh man, I heard him wish for that. I'm going to increase his paycheck next time. That doesn't happen. So what I did was granted my own wish. I learned some skills in a couple different fields actually, and leveled up in my jobs to get paid more than I was getting paid before. I became my own genie. So if you just wish, you need to be able to grant that wish. If it is sincerely just some magical weird wish, then it's not going to happen. But basically, this is about goal setting, right? So if you determine that you have a goal, determine basically if your wish is an achievable goal, first off. If it's not like, oh, I wish I were 3 feet taller, just stop, all right? Pick a realistic goal. Then figure out what the process is to achieve that goal. Let's pretend I want to lose weight. What's the process? Caloric deficit. Okay. Figure out the timeline. Months. As you pick more specific goals, your path there will be more specific as well. So be very specific if you can. Then, as you're going along this goal, your wish, measure your milestones. That way, not only will you feel good about the progress, but you can see if you're making progress in alignment with that timeline. Then eventually you'll just achieve that goal like any other goal. That's how that works. Perfect example of this is Vegeta from Dragon Ball. So in Dragon Ball, there are literal Dragon Balls that grant your wish. So you can actually wish for something in Dragon Ball. Now, if you remember, Vegeta, when he was looking for the Dragon Balls to begin with, it was for immortality, if I remember correctly. He did not wish to be the strongest person out there. He didn't. He wished for immortality, which is legit. You can't get that normally. You got to get it through magic. That's fair. He did not wish to be stronger than everyone else. When he wanted to grant his wish of becoming stronger, he granted it himself. So what he did was trained as long as it took. His goalpost was always Goku, who's always moving because he's the main character. So, there's always going to be that discrepancy there. But Vegeta achieved his goal of becoming stronger by himself. So, actually, at this point in time in Dragon Ball, base form, I believe Vegeta is slightly stronger than Goku. So, actually, he did achieve his goal in a way. But of course, plot armor, blah, blah, blah. Point is, Vegeta never wished to be stronger. Now, I know that is a limitation of the Dragon Balls as well. You can't just wish to be stronger because the dragon can't do that because the dragon is not stronger than certain people, blah, blah, blah. Point is, Vegeta wouldn't wish for that anyway. He would grant his own wish, not just say, "Oh, I hope this happened." No, he made it fucking happen himself. So be like Vegeta, be a genie, be Vegenie. Whatever, I'm done. Bye. Subscribe.